Good morning children, welcome to today's class. So today we are going to discuss some grammar in our first unit. So in the textbook, you can open the textbook children, page number 9. So here you see, read the following sentences and notice the underlined words. So here they are given one small paragraph. In that paragraph they underline some words. Those words we should identify. After that we have to compare their degrees. Okay, so first I will read the paragraph children. Listen carefully. It's always quiet in the country. It's always quiet in the country. Sometimes it is quieter than today. Sometimes it is quieter than today. My grandfather says that our village is the quietest among all the villages in our district. My grandfather says that our village is the quietest among all the villages in our district. So here you see, they underline three words children. See, first one quiet, second one quieter, and third one is quietest. So here the underlined words are adjectives. These three are the adjectives, but they are in different degrees of comparison. So here quiet, quieter and quietest, these three are the adjectives only, but here these three words they are used in different degrees of comparison. So the first one is in positive degree, the second and the third are in comparative and superlative degrees respectively. So here we have 3 degrees of comparison. Okay, degrees of comparison will be classified, will be said as 3 types children. First one positive degree, first one is the positive degree, and second one comparative, and third one is the superlative degree. So here you see, positive degree, quiet is the positive degree. Quiet, the adjective quiet, it is in positive degree of comparison, and second one quieter means it is comparative degree, and third one quietest means it is the superlative one. So here is a list of adjectives. Write the other degrees of them. The first one is done for you. So here they are given some words children. These words again, for these adjectives they are already given the positive degree. So remaining two we have to write ourselves. Okay, so listen carefully children. First one they are given dark. So dark, that is also adjective, that is in positive degree. Okay, so for that we have to write the comparative and superlative degrees. So for dark, superlative comparative degree is darker. Next, superlative degree is darkest. So if you have the textbooks children, you should write in your text, you can write in the textbooks also. So next, second one small. For that we have to write the comparative degree. Small means smaller, SMALLER, smaller. Superlative degree, smallest. Superlative degree is smallest. Small, smaller, smallest. Okay, next, third one is rich. Rich means richer, richest. Richest. RICH, rich means RICHER, richer, richest, RICHEST, richest. Next one, safe. For this we have to write the comparative and superlative degrees. Safe is the positive degree. Safe means we have to write safer, SAFER, safer. And next, superlative degree is safest. Next one is safest. Next, clever, cleverer, cleverest, cleverest. Tall, taller, tallest, taller, tallest. Next, bright, brighter, brightest, brightest. Okay, so these are the some words that are given for us, and here we have another some words to write their comparative and superlative degrees children. Listen. So words with two or more than two syllables take more and most respectively in comparative degrees and superlative degrees also. Here the some words they have the comparative and superlative degrees will be used with the more or most also. So here we will see what are those words. So useful, that is in positive degree. For that we have to write the comparative and superlative degrees children. Useful, more useful, most useful, more useful, most useful. beautiful. Next one is beautiful. So what is the comparative degree here? More beautiful, and superlative is most beautiful. More beautiful, most beautiful. Next, interested. Interested. So interested means more interested, most interested. More interested, most interested. Next, doubtful. Doubtful. More doubtful, most doubtful. More doubtful, most doubtful. Next one is precious. Precious. More precious, most precious. More precious, most precious. Next, delicious. More delicious, most delicious. More delicious and most delicious. Next one, dreadful. Dreadful. More dreadful and most dreadful. More dreadful, most dreadful. Next, cheerful. More cheerful, most cheerful. More cheerful, most cheerful. Okay, and here you see, note, you see children, unlike the above, some words change completely in other degrees also. So here they are given some words, children. For that we have to write the comparative and superlative degrees, but they are completely changing their words. So here you see much. Much is in positive degree. For that, what is the comparative degree? Much, more, most. Much, more, most. Good. Good. Good means better, best. Better, best. B-E-T-T-E-R. Better, best. B-E-S-T. Best. Okay. Next, bad. Bad. For that, what is the comparative degree? Worse. Worse. W-O-R-S-E. Worse. And superlative degree is worst. W-O-R-S-T. Worst. Okay. So good, better, best. Bad, worse, worst. Bad, worse, worst. Next, far. Far. Far means farther, farthest. Farther, farthest. F-A-R-T-H-E-R. Farther, and farthest. F-A-R-T-H-E-S-T. Farthest. Okay. So these are the degrees of comparison, children, using different words. So if you whoever have the textbooks with you, you can complete the textbook. These exercises you should complete the textbook. And if you want to see this one in study material, you can write from the study material also, children. And next, second Roman, you can see, read the following sentences from your lesson and notice the underlined words. So here they are given some words, some underlined words, children. See, may I stay with you. May I stay with you. The underlined word. What is the underlined word in this question? May. So may is a helping verb actually. The underlined word may is a helping verb. It is used to take or give permission in a formal way. If you want to ask, may I take your pen? May I sit here? So like that, may should be used as the helping verb. So it should be mainly used to take or asking permission in a formal way. So next, but can is also one of the helping verb. So this can is used to take or give permission in an informal way. So may should be used as the helping verb, but in a formal way. Formal way means some respective way. Okay. So but can also one of the helping verb, but it should be mainly used for the give permission in an informal way. Okay. So can I leave this place? You can go now. So here you see, can I leave this place? Taking permission. You can go now. Giving permission. So may, can. Both are helping verbs only. But where we have to use this may and can, we have to understand first. Okay. So here you see, children. Read the following sentences and say what they mean. Choose the right answer from the choice given. Here you see, may I come in, sir? May I come in? May I come in? Giving permission, taking permission, expressing possibility. So which one is the correct option here? May I come in, sir? Means they are asking. Means taking permission. What is the answer here? Taking permission. Option B. Okay. Next, second one you see, Sindhu may come to India next month. Sindhu may come to India next month. So which one is the correct one here? Giving permission, taking permission, or expressing possibility. So she may come to India next month. She may come to India means may she come or not, we don't know. So we are expressing our possibilities only. We are expressing the possibilities. So the correct answer is option C. Okay. Next, third one you see. You may use my cell phone if you need. You may use my cell phone if you need. Means if you want, you can use my cell phone, no problem. So we are giving permission. We are giving the permission to use our cell phone. So that's why the correct option is option A. Okay. Next, the fourth one you see. Can I take leave of you? Can I take leave of you? Can I take? So taking permission. Taking permission. Can I take? Asking permission. But it is in formal way or informal way? Can mainly used for the asking permission for informal way. So the correct option is option B. Option B. Okay, next fifth one you see. The dog may attack if you run. The dog may attack if you run. If you run, the dog may attack. Okay, so we are expressing the possibility. We are expressing the possibility. So the correct option is option C. Okay, so these also you have to complete in your textbook, children. Next one, second Roman you see. Rewrite the following sentences as directed. Okay, here you see. The boy seems to cry if you do not buy an ice cream for him. Okay, so the boy seems to cry if you do not buy an ice cream for him. So express this using may. So these sentence we have to write again using may, using the helping verb may. Okay, so answer you see. The boy may cry. The boy may cry if you do not buy an ice cream for him. The boy may cry if you do not buy an ice cream for him. Okay, we are expressing. Okay, next second one you see, children. You can use my camera if you need. You can use my camera if you need. So give permission using may. Using the helping verb may, again we have to rewrite this sentence, children. So the correct option is you may use my camera if you need. You may use my camera if you need. You may, here there are given can, but we are writing using may. Okay, so you may use my camera if you need. Instead of can, we can write simply may. Okay, next third one you see. He seems to be a nice man. He seems to be a nice man. So express this possibility using may again. He seems to be a nice man. So express this possibility using may. So here we have to write he may be a nice man. He may be a nice man. He looks seems to be nice. So he may be a nice man. Next fourth one. You want to leave the class now. You want to leave the class now. So taking permission using may. May I leave the class now? May I leave? So taking permission. Taking permission means it is exactly in the question form. So we have to form the question here. So may I leave the class now? Next, fifth one you see. Raju wants to use your water bottle. Raju wants to use your water bottle. So giving permission using may. Again, we have to give the permission to take that water bottle by Raju. So Raju, you may use my water bottle. Giving permission. We are giving the permission to use our bottle. So that's why we have to write Raju, you may use my water bottle. Okay, so this Roman also, this exercise also you have to complete in textbook, children. So if you have any doubt, you can write from your study material, but everyone should complete this exercise in textbooks. Okay, and after that, finally today we are going to know about one small topic, children, that is our breakfast. What is the importance of breakfast in our daily life? So here you see, children, breakfast. This is a small conversation here. So breakfast, every day we are doing the breakfast, initial first. Okay, so after waking up, first we will do our daily routines. After that we'll go for the bath, then we will take the breakfast here. So breakfast, why we have to take the breakfast every day and what is the importance of breakfast, we have to know here. Okay, so breakfast is an important meal particularly for children. Breakfast is an important meal particularly for children, as it breaks the fast of the sleep, hours and prepares them for school and increase their attention span. So if you are taking the breakfast in a perfect manner, that should be very helpful to the children, and it will improve your attention span. Recent research provides compelling evidence that malnutrition, even in its milder forms, can have a detrimental effect on the cognitive development of the children. So even short-term nutritional deficiencies influence the child's behavior, ability to concentrate and to perform the complex tasks also. So skipping a meal or eating a hurried breakfast can adversely affect the child's problem solving ability. So finally, breakfast, it is a very very important meal for the every children. It should always develops your capabilities. It should always develop your capability and your attention. And if you are not taking the breakfast, you are not able to sit in the classroom also. Even if you are not able to sit in the classroom properly, and if you are not able to listen anything, and you are not able to uh, uh, do anything also, you didn't get any interest to do anything because of the breakfast. If you're not taking the breakfast properly, so it should be very it should affects on your brain also. Okay, so if you skip the meal or eating a hurried breakfast can adversely affect the child's problem solving ability. So that ability will be also getting decreased if you are not taking the breakfast properly. And among the children who had breakfast, the type of breakfast they had again made a big difference. And all the children in our country, and all the, not only our country, all the world also, people, they have different lifestyle and they have different food habits also. So because of this different breakfast and different food habits, it should be different. So children who had a curd rice, so some people, they used to take the breakfast as curd rice, dal rice with a side dish for breakfast, scored the maximum concentration and memory. So the children who had taken the curd rice and dal rice as the breakfast, they have maximum concentration and memory. Listen children, listen carefully. The children who had curd rice and dal rice as the breakfast, they scored the maximum concentration and memory. So the people who are taken these two as the breakfast in the early in the morning, those have the memory power will be very high. Okay, so the children who drank coffee or energy drink or porridge alone the breakfast scored less than the children who had both breakfast and energy drink. So whoever drink this energy drinks or coffee or milk or some coffee or any other energy drinks, they scored the less memory power. And children who had idli or dosa with sambar performed better than the children who had it with sugar or chutney, as the former had both protein and carbohydrate and it is a well balanced meal. So the children whoever take this idli or sambar or dosa with more carbohydrates and proteins, it should be become a well balanced meal. So the best breakfast is one which has a combination of carbohydrate. The best breakfast for the children has the combination of carbohydrate, protein and fat like idli and sambar, rice and dal or curd, chapati with dal, egg curry, egg sandwiches, puri and potato, and a glass of milk. Breakfast which provides only carbohydrates like idli and sugar, idiyappam and sugar, gives immediate energy but it does not last long. So finally, say no to junk food. So the breakfast, even whatever the breakfast we are taking regularly, that should be a combination of, if it is a combination of carbohydrates, proteins and fats, so that should become the perfect meal for us. So how it will be like idli and sambar. Okay, rice and dal are curd. Rice are curd and rice and dal. Chapati with dal egg curry, egg sandwiches, puri and potato, and glass of milk. So this is the best breakfast for the children. So, and the breakfast, whenever the breakfast should provides only the carbohydrates. If the proteins and fat should not there, if it is not there in the combination of breakfast, it should not help us, it should not help us to our growth. So that's why whenever you are taking the breakfast, that should be the combination of carbohydrates and proteins and fats, children. So if you are taking the idli and sugar, it should not perfect breakfast, and if you are taking the dosa and sugar, it should not the perfect breakfast. So you should always take the perfect breakfast with a glass of milk. This is the best for your children. And finally, say no to junk food. Don't take the junk foods as a breakfast early in the morning. It should completely spoil your health, and it should be having the more effect on your growth also, children. So be careful and take the healthy breakfast and grow healthy. All the best. And so after this class, children, you have to today we completed our first unit, so we have to go for the CW, children. So in the CW, what you have to write and what you have to do the homework, I will send you. Okay, and everybody should follow the class properly, children, and you should follow my instructions to how to write the CW and HW also.